What's up? It's Hawkwatch here, back for another video. And today I want to do another rant video. Even though this rant's going to be a little bit more, I guess, civilized, although it's still going to be unscripted like my other ones. My other one on the Batman. But today we're talking about the Snyderverse and why it just is horrible for DC and why it's never solved any problems and it was never going to be restored and it was bullshit and it crashed and burned and the revenue that the Snyderverse has brought into Warner Brothers has been abysmal. I'm really confused as to why people think that somehow the Snyderverse is like this great and glorious thing. And yes, I am sad that Henry Cavill is not coming back as Superman. I remember seeing him when I was like 13 or 12 years old. Um, Man of Steel was a movie that I went to because I was afraid of the movies because I think I went to go and see War Z and I was really scared, but of movies back then. But then I saw Man of Steel and I was like, damn, maybe movies aren't so bad. So yes, Henry Cavill Superman did help me with that. But there comes a time in life where you have to move on and you can't just have the same people playing the same characters over and over and over again for the rest of their days as much as you would want them to. Now, am I a big fan of consistency? Yes, but do I realize that sometimes you have to reset everything to be more cohesive? Yes, as well. And what James Gunn is doing is a proper move, in my opinion. I think that in order for DC to be successful, they need to forget about the Snyderverse. The Snyderverse, like I've said previously, has been a failure. It has not brought in money. The general public does not buy into the whole Superman arc, where he's like he doesn't know where he is in the world, and then he becomes more of a hopeful, joyful Superman. Like the general population does not buy into that, even if you do, and I do. I mean, I don't think that the whole arc that they were doing with Superman was horrible. I don't think it was the worst thing in the world. In fact, it could have been pretty good if it was under the guise of a more confident director. The thing is that, see, Zack Snyder is not a very good director. I don't really care what these people try to tell you. He's like a mid to average director. He's not like a Steven Spielberg or anything like that. He's not like a Christopher Nolan. And I just feel like I'm just assessing the general public. What does the general public want from our superheroes? Do they want emo Superman that's like super mad and then we have to see him get better? Or do we just want to see him already be hopeful? Well, most people want to see him already be hopeful. Most people want to see like the Christopher Reeves version of Superman, where it's not like this bullshit arc that he has to go through. And like I've said before, and I'll repeat it again, the arc is not bad. The arc is not a bad idea. There's nothing bad about the arc. It's just, does the general public want to see that? Not really. So the Snyder cultists on Twitter, you know what's also funny about these Snyder people? I just want to get this out of the way. They never show up to the fucking theater. Like, you always see them on Twitter ranting and being like, oh, oh, James Gunn, you're evil for resetting the universe and shit like that. But, bitch, you'll never see them at Black Adam. They boycotted Black Adam because of a stupid Hans Zimmer theme. Like, can these people just screw off? You make the Star Wars fandom look sane. You make the My Hero Academia fandom look sane and all the shit that they do, and you're making them look like, sane and normal. But anyway, so they never show up to the theater, yet they complain. They boycott Black Adam, and then they wonder why it didn't do so good. And honestly, man, The Rock was just grifting, But that's a different subject for a different video. So, yeah, we need to get into the Gunverse and see what he's going to do. Maybe he'll be shit, okay? I don't know. Maybe, 6 months from now, We find out that James Gunn's new universe is absolute garbage, and yes, the Snyder dogs, they were right in saying that it was going to be garbage, but I highly doubt it. It's probably going to be a lot better than this Snyder trash. This shit should have never been made. There should have never been any kind of spin-offs from it. It should have just been, yep, it's done and it's done, man. We didn't make a profit. Let's stop this. Don't even make Batman versus Superman, even though I liked that movie. But they should have stopped at like Man of Steel. Once they realized that they were not getting the profit that they wanted from Man of Steel, it should have stopped there. They should have dropped Zack and moved on with someone else, like James Gunn, that they have done now. And a lot of people are also wondering, why exactly did Gunn do this? Well, like I said, he did it to be more cohesive, and he also did it because these actors, these Snyder dog, nothing against Henry Cavill, nothing against Ben Affleck, nothing against Gal Gadot, they're all great actors, but these Snyderverse actors are basically asking for like so much freaking money just to be in a cameo or whatever, or be in their own movie, that it wasn't even worth the return on investment, because no one ever comes out to see these Snyderverse movies. And then the Snyder dogs on Twitter are constantly like, you need to go and say you need to support the Snyderverse. And I'm like, bitch, you don't even support the Snyderverse. You just you just spend all your time on Twitter complaining about this, and you never support the movies. So shut the fuck up. Jesus. And also, James Gunn hasn't even done anything yet, and they're already denying him. Like, they're already denying that he's gonna do anything. It's ridiculous, man. It's wild. But I'm looking forward to James Gunn. And like I've said, maybe he's gonna be like Matt Reeves. Maybe he's just gonna be absolute trash. Okay, I have no idea. And by the way, if anybody actually thinks that Batman movie was good, I don't know what kind of crack you were smoking when you were watching it. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's nostalgia crack that you probably must have been on when you were watching it. Regardless, I'm not looking forward to the second one of that. But we'll have to see what James Gunn does, and hopefully it's not like the Batman. Anyway, see you guys. Thank you for watching.